same shit.
Dude, I love that stuff. Bring it. You know what I mean? Whether it's my installs, whether it's you, any kind of interaction.
Yep.
I love the interaction, man. I just love whether you're talking smack on your boy or whether you're whatever it is, whether you're dogging one of my installs. Again, we're all electricians, man. We don't. There's instruction manuals, but who the hell reads them? You know what I mean? Like not us. We're trying to get in and get out. So it's kind of like that. What was that? The compression fitting that you caught on my Instagram on the Basement
expansion
King one too.
Or expansion fitting, right?
Expansion fitting. Yeah, that's what it was. The expansion fitting, which I was reading on them, and supposedly they're more for vertical runs. But I'm sorry, horizontal. Sorry, we used it in the vertical. They're more for horizontal runs, and they say if you do use them in the vertical, install them the opposite way that we installed it. So,
and that's what I think is, like, I would never comment saying that. Like, I would message you on the side, like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's people that just like want to show off their, like, damn right, was like, if you post something, you have to make sure you're on your P's and Q's. Like, God forbid you have like a freaking screw turned not completely straight on the plate.
Right.
You're supposed to, like, it's just like, shut up, man. Like, when you're actually running a business, you're just on Instagram. That's all you're doing. Like, we're actually out there doing work. Like, you're gonna see some fuck ups. We're real.
It seems like doesn't it seem like everybody's an educator right now on those platforms, bro? Yeah. And that's kind of why I stepped down from because I was kind of doing some educational videos here and there.
Those are good though.
Yeah, I mean, man, I appreciate it, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everything I was saying was pretty accurate, at least to my knowledge. And again, but Paul, the guy I work with, Paul, my mentor, he's obviously the code guy, right? Like he's absolutely phenomenal. And I'm like you. I'm more the contractor, bro. I'm more the installer. I'm more the guy getting the work, getting it done. Like I'm not at those levels yet, but I like to hear it. I like to see it, man. I kind of joke around. I laugh at it because a lot of those guys that are spitting that stuff or like you said, correcting you on your Instagram, they turn around, they do that same install.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on, bro.
When you're living by yourself in that attic, like, shut up, bro. Take a picture of your work. Let me see.
Yeah.
You didn't even put the wire in the junction box. Threw yourself out of there. You notice too, like, because even the other day, like, I posted something that was like code stuff, and like I don't like doing that educator stuff because that's not me. But like, we're qualified. We have a master's license. Like, we're qualified to kind of spit low stuff. I do it more for like marketing. Like, I posted something with a portable generator, the floating neutral versus bonded neutral. It wasn't like, oh, go to this article, blah, blah, blah. It was more so like safety awareness. Just like, oh, make sure you know what you're doing when you get it. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting there like picking apart the code because it's dude, someone's gonna freaking easily could rip me up with that stuff. It's not my strong suit. You know what I mean? I did just enough to get a license, and like, I obviously do. Like, when I'm doing the work, I'll pay attention to it. But like, dude, I'm not in there doing calculations all day, every day. You know?
Right.
I forget.
Well,
shit.
and then there's simple stuff, right? Like, so when you're in a rough-in, let's say, for example, and you're taking your cables through the top plate, coming down to a single gang, double gang, nail-on box. You're entering that single gang box, and you're going through the top plate with maybe 3 cables max, right? Yep. Some people have the rule of thumb of 3 cables. And then you come down that parallel with the frame, and you're stapling it in the center of that framing member, that piece of wood, that stud, and then you're going into your box, and you're keeping more than a 1/4-inch cable in there. Right there, you've already met 3 to 4 code, 3 to 4 code acceptable, articles, right? Or whatever it is. You're meeting this thing. Even though you don't know it by heart and what article it is and where it's at, you know what the code pretty much says. So we're installing it per that. And
exact inch or 1/4 inch.
Yeah, it's hard to go, well, that's 300 dot this, that. Whereas in like Paul, he's an educator, man. He's top of the line, and he'll spit it off like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And so working with a guy like that, I start realizing how much I really don't know. Not that I don't know the code or how to install it per the code, more or less where to find it in the code.
Right.
Where to find it at. And so I feel like sometimes if I don't know where to find it, I can obviously sit here and try to search through it, like I did while my exam. But if I really don't know where it is exactly, I'm kind of a perfectionist in a way where I like to, if I'm going to go into the education standpoint of it, I want to make sure I got my T's crossed and I'm dotting my I's, right? I want to go in professionally. Unlike when I went into starting my business, just wing
Me too,
it,
man. I went in there with like $30 in my checking. Let's go.
Yeah.